Hey everybody, what is up? Today's video is about the balance for the chopper in Battlefield 4, and with me I have a really special guest. His name is TheRa1der and he has a YouTube channel on which he posts gameplay tips and overall constructive criticism. The quality and the content is really nice, you should definitely check it out, it's totally worth it. Alright TheRa1der, the first thing that attracted me to your channel was a video response you made to a tweet made by TheRa1der or Alan Kurtz. He's the one of the guys responsible for balancing Battlefield 4, and in this tweet he said something about flight ceilings for choppers and jets. Basically, jets are gonna be just like in Battlefield 3, but choppers are now gonna be limited to a 50-meter ceiling above the tallest building on a specific map. And I honestly thought it was a good idea, because at that time I was actually really pissed at some players using the hovering mechanic with the choppers, which is basically because they're gonna be really high above in the chopper and the gunner completely rapes everyone. So the TheRa1der, in order to remove this ability, he changed the flight ceilings, which is actually a bad idea according to your video, and you have some really nice details there. If you guys want to check it out, click the thumbnail or check the video description. But really fast, what are the consequences of that decision, TheRa1der?
The consequences are that you can still hover while you're completely defenseless against topping down jets.
Exactly. So if you guys want to know more, a little bit more about it, just check the video description. It's going to be there. Now, talking about nerfing the choppers, there were other decisions for Battlefield 4 that truly hurt the chopper gameplay and the overall gameplay balance of Battlefield 4. Now, the second-seater heavy machine guns from the jeeps and tanks got buffed, so they do a lot of damage. What really happens now in Battlefield 4, TheRa1der?
So if you have like a skilled gunner on your second seat MG, you're gonna have a pretty bad time, because before it overheats, you do 2 damage with every hit on the chopper, 75 damage. Pretty hard, to be honest.
So one vehicle can do up to 75 damage to you, one single guy sitting his ass on a vehicle, right?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
Wow, that's really insane. So, and you're probably thinking, well, that's a good thing that the weapons now can damage the chopper, but guys, you must think of this as globally, not just because you think that choppers are really overpowered. Now, if you start boosting everybody around the chopper is going to be really vulnerable. It would be a good idea to boost the damage for heavy machine guns if the flight ceilings were limited flight ceilings weren't there, if the lock-on weapons weren't there, if there was no mobile AA or invulnerable stationary AA. You know, if those things weren't present in the game, that would be a good idea. But you gotta think as a whole, and if you start, just adding all these things, the chopper is gonna be really hindered, the chopper gameplay. Speaking of, damaging the chopper gameplay, now the mobile AA has a 30% damage boost in the main gun, and it now has 8 hit seekers, whereas choppers and jets only have 2. So what are the consequences for this, TheRa1der?
Well, if you're on the open field and maybe an AA spawns, and if it got an angle on you, you're almost instantly dead, because it makes so much damage that you only can try to hover or try to cover you behind like some rocks or something like that, but still it makes so much damage that it can burst you down in like some seconds. That's so intense. And yeah, in Battlefield 3 you had at least the chance to escape, maybe stay on distance, and then even if you stay then on distance, you can't shoot on the battlefield anymore. Then they did a job good, because you can't engage infantries anymore that good.
So basically it shoots really fast because it has 4 hit seekers before it reloads, and the main gun does 30% more damage. But can't you use the chopper flares to avoid all those hit seekers?
Well, with a definite glitch or trick, not sure about that, yes, but normally no. Because normally your flares, if you drop all your 6 flares, you have a reload time of 24 seconds. Compared to Battlefield 3, it was 8 seconds, so it's 3 times higher.
Wow, so you have to, now the flares for the chopper reload 3 times slower now.
Yes.
Is that correct? Wow, that's something that is really not cool. So we have a lower flight ceiling, Heavy machine guns can kick your ass big time, one single guy can almost destroy you. The mobile AA got a 30% damage boost in the main gun. It has 4 hit seekers and reloads fast and has another 4, and you only have one flare that reloads every 24 seconds, 3 times slower than in Battlefield 3. Wow, what else could they do to ruin chopper gameplay? Oh, I remember, stingers, right? Stingers in Battlefield 3 are a fire and forget weapon, but in Battlefield 4, even though they're still a fire and forget weapon, they instantly immobilize you, even though it only does 3 times less damage. So it does 3 times less damage, but it still immobilizes you. And the reload speed is incredibly fast. It's at least 2 times faster than in Battlefield 3. So what are the consequences, Godhold?
The consequences are basically, if you're gonna like try to run away from a stinger after you flared, if you get hit, you're pinned to 1 point, and until you got your flares reloaded, you're gonna eat 2 or 3 more stingers, and you luckily have your flares before you explode next time, and you can escape that way behind the building. On flat maps, it will be a huge problem, to be honest.
Exactly. So we're talking about one single dude with a big ass stinger bringing down a chopper easily, right?
Yep.
Wow, can you imagine a full squad using stingers or only just 2 guys? There's nothing you can do.
and the funny thing about that is actually now they even buffed the stinger in the full version. On the beta it did like 25% the stinger. Now they said in the changelog to the full version, now it do 35% damage.
Wow, so it reloads faster, it does 35% damage and it instantly immobilizes you, making you a sitting duck. Oh, that's cool. So I guess the only good news though is the fact that the chopper got a damage boost in the rocket pods of the chopper pilot. So in Battlefield 3, in one run you would do 60 damage to a tank. But in Battlefield 4 you do 80% damage to a tank. If you work a little bit with your gunner, you can easily bring down one tank with just one run. And that is good, correct?
Yep.
But is that enough to keep the chopper balanced and have a fun gameplay and balanced gameplay experience? What are the consequences when we gather all these things that we were talking about, all these nerfs and this one boost to the chopper? What are the real consequences for a Battlefield player, both casual and competitive?
Well, the competitive players have always to watch that they stay alive, otherwise if they try to get the respawn, they're gonna get raped in the spawn. So the major aim is to stay alive, and to stay alive they have to play defensive, and with all those systems they have to watch every issue on the battlefield that can shoot you and hit you, so we are forced to play really defensive in the chopper. If you engage a tank, you have to think twice of your HP, if you have enough HP to engage him. If he uses a heavy machine gun against you, whether you're gonna survive it or not, you have to think of that now. In Battlefield 3 you have to think about that.
So in Battlefield 4 now you are really forced to play on a defensive way because you have so many things that can easily bring you down that you're forced to play on the defensive role. And when I say defensive role, correct me if I'm wrong, Godhold, we're not talking about, okay, we have the C flag, I'm gonna defend the flag. No, we're talking about defensive gameplay, camping over our uncap, correct?
Uncap or pretty far behind the red zone, anywhere there.
Yeah, so you're not gonna be active within the battle zones, within the flags. You're really forced to stay far behind. So that not only is frustrating because you don't play aggressive and you can't have that teamwork element of, helping your teammates in the middle of the battle, etc. You are forced to stay far behind, but I'm guessing it's a lot of fun for the chopper pilot now, right, Godhold?
Well, if there's a reload team, you can still engage, but otherwise, no, you have to hover again or stay far back.
Basically, you're the taxi driver for the gunner. You make sure that the chopper is flying really far away. That's basically your goal now. And
well, finally
sucks.
tea time in the chopper for the pilot. Hey, let's make some tea and drink some coffee.
Exactly, while the gunner try and shoot red triangles from the base, from afar.
Yeah.
So this is definitely not the right way. It's not only hurting the gameplay balance overall, the rock, paper, scissors thing. The choppers no longer have an active role on the battlefield, and players are actually punished for trying to play as a team. and it's really boring for chopper gunners, for chopper pilots. So this is definitely not the right way to go, and hopefully you guys can spam the shit out of DICE employees, especially Demise, with this video and with Godhold's videos about feedback for Battlefield 4, because we're not bashing Battlefield, we just want to make it a better, more enjoyable game for everyone. If you don't like air vehicles, you don't simply nerf the shit out of it. You go and play on an infantry only server. It's normal to get killed by air vehicles. I mean, it's a fucking helicopter. It's gonna rape you if you do something stupid. Nerfing the helicopter on a way to nerfing the helicopter to make it useless, it's not the right answer. Is Battlefield really turning into one of those games that punishes you for playing on a vehicle? Is it forcing you to play as infantry all the time? Because that's the feeling I'm having, and this is not Battlefield, obviously, right?
Yep, I have the same feeling about every vehicle. Like as well, in the tank you're forced to also more stay back, as well as in the chopper you're forced to more stay back. Almost with every vehicle you got the feeling to stay more at back, because every class has now something against you. The sniper got C4, the support got the airburst,
yeah.
The medic got the M320 that makes now pretty much damage. It's so annoying that every class has now something against every vehicle.
So alright guys, this is basically it. A big thank you for Godhold. Go check his channel, it's totally worth it. Go spam DICE with this video, because I have the feeling, and I'm not the only one, that Battlefield is slowly turning into an infantry-focused game. And that's not Battlefield. That's not Battlefield at all. We need the chopper to go back to the rock, paper, scissors formula, or else why have it there? If you're just gonna force the choppers to stay far behind, you might as well remove them from the game. And if you remove the choppers, why have tanks and jets as well? You know, that's it guys. Thanks for watching and take care. Cheers.